everybody, and welcome to another episode of Next Drift. What I thought we'd talk about today, we've got fishing season just around the corner up here in Connecticut, Long Island Sound, New York area. Water temperature's starting to heat up. Blackfish season started April 1st, but the weather's been really cold. It got down to 26 degrees the other night. So we're still not fishing yet, but we're getting everything together. So I figured what we would do in this episode is go over some of the equipment that I have on the boat, personal use, equipment that I lend out to people I take out fishing, charters, guys that don't have, the exact right equipment, and so I let them borrow some stuff. But I figured we'd just do a quick walkthrough. I've got two casting rods, bait casting rods, and two spinning setups. What I thought I would do is just kind of give you a little kind of diversity in rods, I guess, and reels. We'll start right here. This is the Dark Matter John Skinner rod. Just an awesome Fluke rod. Mid-range price rod. It's in that 150, 160 range. This is a 6/8. It's got a lot of nice features to it. It's really comfortable. Nice long handle, EVA foam down here. It's got the wind grip right here just below the reel seat, which is really nice, especially when your hands get wet. And one of the other things I really like about this rod too, that Skinner definitely gave some attention to, was the foregrip on right above the reel. You can fit your whole hand on it. That's a feature that I really like. So it gives you a lot of power, and when you go to do a really strong hook set, the extra long foregrip gives you something to hold on to. Two of these casting rods, they call them acid wraps, spiral wrap, where the guides actually start on the top of the rod and progressively rotate down and to the tip, where you can see that it's more like it's just like a spinning rod. What does that do? Well, it actually keeps the line, when the rod's loaded up, it keeps the line from touching the blank. Okay, well, why is that important? Well, it does two things. One is it allows for less friction. So when the line is slapping the rod blank, when you're letting line out or fighting a fish, it reduces friction. And the other thing that I really like about it too is when you're jigging, it kind of allows you to keep, because the eye is pointing downward, it allows you to keep the line kind of in front of you, and you have a little bit more control of the tip. I like it. I think it's been done for a long time, especially in the freshwater world. Spiral wraps came out in, I want to say it was like 96 or 97. So it's been done for a while. But like for instance, here's a Shimano Terramar. This is a nice rod. It's a little bit beefier. This is, what is this? This is a 7-foot medium. Now, before I go on, I do want to say one thing. When a rod, there's two things about a rod, and I'll show you this real quick. You can see here, it says, we have the length, the power, lure weight, fast action. A lot of what the manufacturers do when they list the information on a rod, it really is kind of up to the rod builder to label the rod what they want. And so what that means is, for instance, this here shows 15 to 40 pound test line, lure weight 1/2 to 3 ounces. Well, that's really the recommendation / opinion of the rod manufacturer. This blank on this Terramar is a really sturdy blank. It has a ton of backbone to it, and I have used bucktails on this rod up to 8 ounces. Now, it's so when you see the information on a rod, line weight, lure weight, it's really subject to the manufacturer. It's what they kind of spec the rod out to be. So like I said, you can, it's the recommendation that the manufacturer makes. And also, too, a lot of times the warranty, so, if they label the rod at, 10 to 25 pound test and you break the rod and you send it in for a warranty and they say, oh, what size line we're using on it, and you say 40, well, it's going to void the warranty. But it is up to kind of the rod manufacturer to determine what they want to label on the rod. So, like I was saying, this is a Shimano Terramar. It has it does not have a spiral wrapped guide setup, which is fine. Still does just a good a job. But this rod here I like for when we go out, we're fishing a little bit deeper in that 100-foot range, 120-foot range, especially for Fluke, because it does have, it's a little bit longer, which means you can pick up line faster, and it's got a little bit more beef to it. I like this rod, too, for, spoons, Fluke spoons, chicken rigs. This is a really great rod for that. I've got all three of these baitcasters are set up with the Quantum Accurist, Quantum Energy reels. This happens to be on the Skinner rod. I have the Quantum Energy, the S3. It's not the best quality reel on the market, but if you take care of it, you rinse them frequently, they're good for a couple seasons, maybe 3, if you take good care of them and keep them greased. But the nice part is with the less expensive reels, when they've served their purpose and they're a little bit past that time where they can be fixed, you throw them out and buy another one. So that's why I like the Quantums. The next setup here is one of my favorites, is the Jigging World Nexus. This is the 7-foot medium, extra heavy. I really like this rod too. This was I've got a bunch of them, and they're light. They have great action, perfect for using a bucktail rig and for Fluke, and so that's a really great choice. So the 3 baitcasters we have: the Dark Matter John Skinner rod, highly recommend it. Shimano Terramar, and obviously the Jigging World Nexus. Now, depending on, you can use any one of these setups for fluking. You can use them for Seabass, Porgy fishing, all that, kind of high-low rigs, chicken rigs. These are great rods for that. But not everybody can use a baitcaster. And they're used to spinning reels and spinning rods. So I have a good selection of those as well. I especially like spinning equipment for blackfish. If we're using the like the white chin wreckers here from S&S, I love using a spinning rod. And this is one of my favorites. It's not a super expensive combo. This is a Tsunami carbon shield. Okay. Well, I forgot what this is here. Let me see. This is the 7-foot fast action, 10 to 20 pound braid, and this appears to be, it's the 701M, which would make it a medium action rod. Awesome rod. I really like it. It's got a nice reel seat. I have this. I have a 3000 series Shimano Sustain. I've got a few of these. I really like these reels. The 3000 series is a little bit on the smaller side for what most guys use. But if you're fishing, in that, say, 20 to 70 foot range, 80 foot range, for Fluke or Seabass. The 3000 series is fine. A lot of guys like the 4000 series, but either one will do the trick. When it comes to spinning reels, this is the only place where I really think you should spend a little bit of extra money. Take good care of them. Shimano makes some great reels. Daiwa makes some great reels. But I definitely think, take good care of them. But I like to spend a little bit of extra money on reels. Shimano Sustain, Shimano Stella, if you can afford that. Your budget allows. And I also really like the Stratic. Shimano Stratics are really nice too. That's what this is here. This is the 3000 FA. Very smooth drags on all these reels. The Sustain's a little bit, is like the next level up. And then after the Sustain is the Stella series or models. But all three of these, the Stratic, the Sustain, and the Stella, you really can't beat. They're just awesome reels. They sell tons of them. This is the C4, what is it, CI4 or C14, whatever it is. And on this rod, this is what I wanted to show. This is a rod I actually picked up because I needed an extra spinning rod. We lost one overboard. And I actually found this. It was brand new in the bargain bin. And this rod was like, I think I paid $25 for this thing. It's a Concept 13. What do they call this? I don't even know. I can't even make out what that word is. It's upside down. But it's a, it's a really, really nice rod. And everybody who's kind of tried it out, let me just see what this is here. This is a 7-1 medium heavy fast action, 8 to 14 pound test line. Lure weight, 3/8 to, what does this say? 3/4 ounce. Same thing. I use it for everything. High-low rigs, blackfish jigs. You can put a single bucktail on. It's a nice combo for somebody that doesn't have much experience with a bait casting rod. One thing I will definitely say about this, spinning equipment, you seem to have there's a lot more feel. You have more power with a bait casting reel, but you have a little bit more feel and sensitivity with the spinning rod. Nino Aversa, he uses a spinning rod a ton for Fluke. Shimano Stella, really nice spinning rod, black hole, and I think there's a reason for that. I think there's a lot more feel with that spinning rod. So we're going to do some more videos about that this year while we're out fluke fishing. But like I said, you don't need to break the bank. There's obviously custom equipment out there. There's other rods and reels that are more expensive and guys like those. But I like to find the happy medium between, less expensive and super expensive. I think you can find, here's 3 casting rods that are really well priced. You've got your 160, 200, 120 range rods for casting. You've got the $120 Tsunami carbon shield spinning rod. And then, you can find, like I said, you can even get away with, a rod like this one here that, is really built for freshwater. And we've got tons and tons of fluke and sea bass, porgy, blackfish on that. So you don't need to break the bank, but these are the rods and reels that I really like, my customers really like, friends like when they come out and use them, and they're really effective. So keep that in mind. You don't need to spend a ton of money, but you buy the best equipment you can afford to buy. And ultimately that's going to make you more comfortable and more successful because you're gonna stay fishing longer. So I hope that helps some people. Give it a shot. All of these products will be listed down below in the description, and we'll talk to you real soon. Take care, everybody.